So now we're on to the next stage. You'll have created a plan at the beginning of your process, and in that plan you'll have made a design that you wanted to work upon. Now, often what I see from students is that they get to this point, they have their lovely mask, and they quite like it, and they're quite proud of it, and they take this and they leave it pretty much as it is. It fits on their face, you know, ta-da, and then they paint it, and they're done. It's okay. It's kind of boring. Often it meets the needs of making a mask, but it's not extending it or making it usually too creative, and it's not really using the material in a way that's adding any sculptural elements to it or anything like that. So here's my suggestion on what you can do to kind of take it to the next level and really improve upon it and make it cool. Okay. So first thing I like to do is go in and I clean up any of the little pieces that are going to bother me if I wear this. So I go through and I do that, just flick them out. Sometimes they'll have little pieces inside, sometimes they'll be outside. And then I'll take my scissors along the edge and clean up that edge a little bit. And cleaned, but the edge is maybe not as perfect as I would have liked in some areas. And I go, okay, well, let's make it more equitable from side to side. This side has more plaster on it than that side. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So it's a little bit more even from side to side. Then I can take my gauze strips again, dunk them in, and go along the very edge of my face, of my mask, and folding it over along the edge here. I can sort of clean up that edge and make it a little bit more attractive, and just make it look more finished. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I will turn the video back on. Okay, I'm going to show you here the eyes, because I think this is fairly important. On this eye here, I've taken little strips of gauze, and where there were the rough edges, I've covered those over with the little pieces of the plaster gauze so that it's nice and smooth inside and out. And that way, if and when the mask is worn, that will be nice and smooth. It looks better, and it looks better, and it is cleaner, and I can make the shape however I want it. Whereas this side, there's sort of areas that are very thin, and there's areas that are sharp and edgy. So I want to sort of clean that up and make it look nice and even. Now here, what I've done is I've put a couple blocks of clay as supports, and I'm using blocks of wood to build up upon. So I'm going to put the wood here on my sculpture. I'm going to make some extended eyebrows. We're going to make these things pop out. And I've got another block of wood here that I'm going to place here, and that's going to extend my nose way out there. Okay, so there's my plan. I'm going to have these big eyebrows and this huge nose. Now these are going to actually stay inside of the mold, so they're all going to be there permanently. All these blocks of wood. Doesn't really matter that fell over. But I just start layering piece by piece over top. I can work on one at a time if I want to, and I'll envelop the wood in the plaster. It all looks like it's one piece. And as the plaster dries, it'll stabilize that wood, and it'll become part of the whole. Okay, so at this point, you can see the wood still there from the back side. I've gone around the structure of the wood with a little bit of the plaster and held it in place. Now I'm going to continue enveloping that plaster and making sure that I have a really good looking piece up top here, and then I'll attach the nose and work on from there. So I'll bring it back to you when I have this top piece all attached. Okay, so here now I have my eyebrows added, and I've taken my chunk of wood for my nose. I've given it some clay nostrils and clay lips. I'm going to use the same technique and use the bandage, the gauze strips, plaster gauze strips, and go over top of the clay. I'm just going to leave the clay right in there. It's not going to go anywhere. Same with the wood, just go right over top. And when I'm done with that, I should have a very different looking mask than what I started with. Okay, so now I've added plaster to all of my mask around the back side here. Covered up all of those wood blocks. I've created so it has some extension out from the front there, so you can just get a little bit of a side view. You can see my large nostrils here and the lips here, quite extended and exaggerated, and all that's left for me now is to paint it.